Hey guys, welcome back to SourceFedNERD. Today on Nerd News Breakdown, we're doing an extra special episode for the Emmys.
Yeah, everybody loves the Emmys.
We're so close. We got Emmys, and yay!
Yeah, everybody loves the Emmys.
Yeah. If you guys missed it, the 2016, not going to tell you what number Emmys this is, 2016 Emmys were on last night, and overall, they were pretty good. They're pretty fun. They're pretty fun. Jimmy Kimmel hosted. Didn't hear any of his jokes. Kind of just tuned out until they started announcing awards. But we wanted to roll through some of our favorite winners of last night. Some things that made us happy. Some things that didn't make us very happy. But also we wanted to try something very special. Philip came up with this awesome idea that we're gonna host our own little Emmys, nerdies. If
you're wondering what this melted thing is,
it's a melted candle.
Whoa, are you insulting our art?
No, I'm
sorry. Whitney worked hard.
Sam and I had a collaboration on this Batman statue.
No, I'm just jelly.
I don't appreciate the tune about
he's
it.
Play-Doh. Oh no, he's falling apart. We're gonna go through this real fast. But yeah, last week we reached out to you guys on Reddit and Twitter to take a poll for us, picking best show, best hero, best fight scene, best whatever, for shows that we felt would never make it into the Emmys.
Snubbed.
Maybe snubbed is a very light word of saying it. I would say that maybe these shows don't deserve to be on the same level as Game of Thrones, House of Cards, things like that. And so you guys voiced some of your concerns that we don't. There, a lot of them are very superhero heavy, or most of them are. Yeah, next time we'll go ahead and source your nominations. But we went through shows that we thought that would never make it ever to the Emmys.
Yeah,
they're relevant to nerds. That's why it's superhero.
Yeah, but also at the same time, like Game of Thrones, we knew it was gonna do well. It broke the record for the most. Yeah. So it's like they're probably pretty good right now. Let's give it to some of the these. We're not gonna lie; these are a little bit participation awards. a little bit.
Hey, but it's a great participation award.
Look at that.
But don't break it though.
I'm making it fancier.
There you go. Look at it. So fancy.
Fit all over your fingers.
Thank you so much.
While we chime in on these, I gotta tell you guys, because I only really am committed to watching Jessica Jones and Flash right now, I'm a little biased in my choices.
I think it's gonna work out in your favor.
When we talk about things and I don't have anything to pitch in, I'm gonna talk about which Disney Channel original movie from, let's say, 1998,
2010,
maybe 1990 to 2005.
I don't think any of those are from 1990.
But that's fair. We'll go all the way back. Yeah. If there's one there, we found it.
We'll
I swear.
That's what I'll talk about.
Whitney did extra research over the weekend to nominate Disney movies. She's gonna highlight them.
So this is gonna be fun. All right, kicking it off, what from last night's Emmys made you the happiest? I wanted to start off really quick with my girl, Tatiana Maslany from Orphan Black. She won Best Lead Actress in a Drama Series. Ooh, little applause.
For each one of them.
She plays what, like 50 people on that show? She's incredible. That show doesn't get enough recognition. Also, it's hard to find because it's on BBC America. So, and you can't, it's never on Netflix in time for you to find it, or Hulu or any other streaming service. But if you haven't watched that show, you should go check it out. A lot of people already know the premise of the show, but I'm going to control myself because apparently I spoiled everything.
Last time,
I spoil everything, even though it's in the ads for the show. But if you love sci-fi, if you love powerful women in roles and just very progressive storylines and tight seasons, they're not long seasons, they're like 8 episodes. So if you wanted to catch up, it's very quick and very easy. So very happy for Tatiana.
Sounds very well-deserved.
Yes.
It sounds like that girl put the work in.
She's been nominated, that show's at least been nominated a bunch of times, and finally, and if someone's gonna win it for that show, I mean, it'd be cool if the show won, but she won. So
I think she won for the same reason that Sarah Paulson won.
Happy for her too.
Because Sarah Paulson, people are like, holy crap, you are the same Sarah Paulson that's in this and in this and in this. So I think that's a little bit well, I don't want to spoil it either, but it's I think that's why they both won. For that's some range, girls.
She's a really, really hardworking actress.
Sarah?
And I mean, both of them, really. And speaking of hardworking actresses,
Whitney is an actress.
Hardworking. Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I'm so happy that my girl won. I love me some Veep. I think that she's really talented and also just such a example of actors that can do everything.
Yes.
She can do comedy and drama everything that's in between.
I always kind of had a bad taste in my mouth with Julia Louis-Dreyfus because of The New Adventures of Old Christine.
Really? She was rewarded for that show a lot.
Yeah,
too.
I was. I couldn't. There was something about that show that I was just like, I don't like.
Oh, I never watched it, to be honest. But from Seinfeld, dude. From Seinfeld.
I see. I don't like Seinfeld. So it's there's a lot of it's kind of a bad track record in my mind, but not critically or even in the general population. Most people like those shows a lot.
Well, she's fantastic on Veep. She is
That's
so freaking mean. I love it. I love just her insults, and she's short and little, but she's so biting with them. It's
the clips I've seen are fantastic.
She spits venom.
It makes me happy that she won.
My favorite moment is probably Leslie Jones owning up to her Twitter hack.
Oh my God.
And did you see that by chance? So she got hacked in the worst way, nude photos, and they're real explicit. And so she just came out. She made fun of the fact that they make the big show of we keep the Emmy Award winners big secret and it's locked in a vault. And she was like, "Where were you for my Twitter account?" And she's like, "I'm butt naked on CNN." And then she said it was so sweet.
I was just trying to feel beautiful.
Yeah, I just want to feel beautiful, y'all.
Cute.
But it was what? That's the best way I think I've ever seen anyone own up to that. But the award I was happiest about, even though I don't think it was a surprise to anybody, was Miguel Sapochnik winning for Best Directing on a Game of Thrones Battle of the Bastards.
Yeah.
And it's this guy, he did that episode and the following episode, I believe, but he is one of these directors that came out of nowhere in a way. This is his first nomination and his first award.
Really?
And he came up with, here's how you know he's a badass director. They had not enough money for the Battle of the Bastards, even though you would think Game of Thrones.
With really?
HBO, yeah. The episode was so big, it was essentially making Braveheart or something, right? One of these amazingly epic movies. And they had I don't want to spoil it too much if you haven't seen that, but there's a major scene in that where that's not what was in the script. In the script, they were "Oh, let's do this whole other awesome thing." And he's like, "Hey," he called up David and the other D to say, "Hey, we don't have enough money to do that. Can we do something else?" And they're like, "What do you think?" He's like, "I've just got this idea." And it ended up being, if you know the shield moment of the shields moving in Battle of the Bastards, which again, I don't want to spoil it, but that's the craziest moment. And then it leads to the where Jon Snow basically can't breathe moment. And you're sitting there and you can't breathe while you're watching it. And when I found out that's not even in the script, that was straight up the director was I've got an idea. And it's probably the best part of that episode.
That's very cool.
So well
Props
deserved.
to you, huh?
Very good, Miguel Sapochnik.
Miguel. Also love it. Just last little nod to Mr. John Oliver for winning for last week tonight, because that show sometimes doesn't get enough credit for how witty and smart and informative it is.
Well researched.
Yes.
Oh man.
It's so well crafted, and it makes me happy.
Well, it took the mantle definitely from the Daily Show. It was this is the show now.
And it's been disappointing how those Comedy Central talk shows have been performing recently. I think which one of them got canceled?
Minority Report. Oh, that was the original name for it. It ended up being called what did they actually call it? This is the problem.
See, exactly. Nobody was keeping up with that.
Well, I watched it for a little while, and then it just didn't speak.
No, exactly.
To
it doesn't
much,
stick an audience, so which is a disappointment. But congratulations to everybody who won for People versus O.J. Simpson as well.
Did so well.
I have not seen that, but there were so many nominations.
Oh, it's good. Well, you guys like Ryan Murphy stuff. And
yes.
Ryan Murphy. Yeah.
And I mean, also I've heard it's some of his best.
That's
definitely.
What I'm hearing.
Also, David Schwimmer, my boy, he's in it. So I'm waiting to see.
He's not in it that much.
Dang it.
Yeah, unfortunately. You love Friends.
I love Friends. I'm when I hear that a person from Friends is doing well, it makes me happy.
We should have a Friends podcast.
Let's do. I have an Office podcast coming down the pipeline, and then we gotta do Friends. Friends will last a lot longer.
We should play the Friends trivia board game.
Bro, if we play Friends Seen It, because they don't sell Seen It anymore, apparently, I win every time.
Come on, he's gonna get this. What was on the mail when they play their own Friends trivia game?
Chenandler Bong.
Miss Chenandler Bong.
Miss Chenandler Bong. That's what it is. Yeah. Yay! But today's not a Friends podcast. Those are our favorites from the Emmys last night. Let us know what your favorite win was, who you think got snubbed. Overall, I feel like it's a pretty healthy. Also, shout out to Rami Malek for Mr. Robot. Congratulations.
That was great acting in season 1, and that actually was one of the big surprises of the night. He beat Kevin Spacey.
He bet Kevin Spacey's got enough.
Kevin Spacey?
Kevin Spacey's got enough. I know Kevin Spacey's amazing, but let's give it to somebody else.
Great. This kid is so good. When he was up there, though, it was a little bit like, oh, you are kind of your character.
Oh, no. He's completely 100% his character.
Helps,
so, like, him in the show, you're like, meh. You would be a strange person to talk to at a Starbucks.
He made that point in his speech. He's like, we don't like these kinds of people, do we?
But that's our Emmys talk. Now we want to get into the shows that would never be at the Emmys with this fun graphic, the Nerd Emmys. Look at that.
Look at that graphic.
Star was nice enough to make a little graphic for the little Batman trophy. Thank you. If you'll notice, I poorly tried to write nerd in there in the Play-Doh.
No, that's great,
You're talking about poorly.
I mean, the D was added. I ran out of space for the D in a 4-letter word. Anyways, today we've got a couple of categories, specifically Best Costume for a Series, Best VFX, Best Fight Scene or Choreography, Best Supporting Character, Best Villain, and then finally, Best Hero. So, to kick it off, we're going to start off with Best Costume. Philip, what are our nominees? Contenders? Yes.
So, up first we got Daredevil.
Bam.
Season 2.
Bam.
Best Costume. So we've got Daredevil himself with the upgraded costume.
Great.
We've got the Punisher costume that we ultimately see. And then we have Elektra's costume that we also see. Those are basically it, though.
Those are, but also the costume design for the hand is very good as well. Overall, it was very... it was reassuring because after season 1, Daredevil was not looking too hot with his new suit.
The costumes.
It was an improvement.
It was definitely.
They can get the award for most improved.
Like, Batman can take a note too. Don't keep adding like strategic abs into things because it doesn't make sense at all. Doesn't work. But that's my take on it.
I just want to see in one show someone asking for that, or movie, someone being like, "Can you get some more abs on there, please? I'm trying to be a intimidating."
It's gonna hold you back. This is a bad thing to do. It's like,
I hope they make a joke about it in Batman v Superman.
Because those abs are ridiculous.
Because that's the only way you can make this movie better.
Dude, I'd be really surprised if Justice League makes a joke.
Hey, right? Just one or two jokes.
Especially a joke that makes them seem self-aware.
Oh no. There you go.
Up next, we have best costume potentially best costumes for The Flash.
Ooh.
This past season. So you have a big.
Did you guys know that Sam loves The Flash?
What?
Did you know that?
This guy?
Yeah.
Guy wearing a Nightwing?
Yeah.
No way.
I know.
I don't have my wallet or my keys on me, but that has a lot of Flash stuff on
it.
Oh, I do.
Been on screen the whole time.
Got me. You got me. Caught me red-handed. But
so you
Zoom's
love
costume.
Zoom's costume,
and
you should.
Jay Garrick's costume before it got weird was a little strange, but it was good. But also when they went to Earth 2, I thought a lot of the aesthetic.
Yeah, it was like kind of like
aesthetic.
Yeah,
aesthetic was very nice.
Ask that dick. So was it the 20s or?
It was a modern day, but it was like a noir take.
Yeah, it was very cool. The little circle glasses on our boy Barry, and I love that lounge singer kind of moment. The way they all look in that moment is really great. But yeah, no, Zoom costume is amazing. The freaking mouth connection thing, sort of terrifying costume. Best one I saw.
And everything.
Flash,
What else we got?
We got Gotham.
Guys, you remember that show? It's still happening on Fox.
Yeah.
In the season 3.
Not gonna lie, I don't watch Gotham.
Oh, what?
Thinking about starting it, but the Gotham costume designer has been nominated for Emmys because she's done like really great costume work on major shows.
She's famous.
And then they brought her on to Gotham.
You're famous.
And
I designed the costume.
Yes.
Oh, that's what it was. That's what we did. And so I think we have a cast photo or something we can look at, but I know Fish Mooney has a good like look that is like very consistent.
They've got a very interesting punk mixed with Tim Burton, mixed with trying to do Christopher Nolan. It's a very weird mixed bag of tricks.
I don't think anyone noticed that weird phrasing. So I love that you said the Tim Burton thing because you're totally right now that I think about it.
That's called sifting through the garbage of my sentence to find a point.
But no, you're totally right. The Tim Burton movies were so specific. Remember Christopher Walken, like his look in that, and then obviously you remember Christopher Walken. But the Catwoman, that's like the most iconic Catwoman
with the
costume.
stitches and whatnot.
So
and the Nikes and the Batman suit.
Oh, what's that?
Oh, you don't. Yeah, he's got Nikes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
He's got Nikes in there.
So it's like specific in that way. It's maybe the same universe. And the Catwoman in this show is definitely a standout. She has the goggle look that is from
Arkham Games.
Yeah. Well, I think in New 52 too, she also has goggles.
Yeah.
She had goggles way back when with Hush with Jim Lee.
True.
Yeah.
So
way back when.
Way back.
Yeah,
when.
yeah. So that's like a really interesting look. I actually know some people that don't like it, but I'm a fan
I love
of
the
it.
goggle.
Oh, you mean the
look.
show in general?
No,
the
young Catwoman look. Catgirl.
Everyone's gonna pick it apart.
Yeah, but it has very, and also Oswald Cobblepot. His look is like he looks like he could be in My Chemical Romance a little bit, but he's got a great look.
Nice. What else we got?
It's so like Hot Topic edgy.
Definitely.
Everything about
don't
it.
say Hot Topic too much, Sam. Get excited.
Yeah.
Gross. Legends of Tomorrow.
Now I like this because they reinvented Firestorm's costume. They gave a new costume to. I loved it. They gave a costume to White Canary, which some people did not like for some reason. But also, like, every character has to have a very unique look to them. And regardless of what you think about the show, especially with some of the weaker plot points with some of the characters that they tried to introduce, I love the VFX. We'll get to that in a later category. Are amazing, and also the costume design and the way that scenes flowed, and the show was very well put together, just like this sentence was. So, yeah. Thank you so much.
I love Hot Girl.
That's not quite her.
It's not.
But yeah.
This is just a cosplay, but I just like her.
That was
like
very
those.
true to the comics.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
And they also they travel through time, so they do like 70s looks and 60s looks or whatever, and they a lot of work went into it. I like the Adams costume.
Because they have a little, like, it's supposed to be an exosuit, so they have little pieces that move around. It's nice.
I'm gonna say, are there more superhero costumes in Legends of Tomorrow than there are in any other show that's nominated? Because I feel like that's impressive already.
Probably.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Oh yeah, here they are.
There they are.
Look how cool they look.
Look at them. They're hawks.
Yeah.
You guys go ahead and take a look, huh? There's no picture.
And for my nomination.
Oh wait, we got one more before we get to you.
For your special category
yeah,
of Disney movies, Supergirl, and we're I think mostly focusing on the Martian Manhunter costume. I'll say I'm gonna be just transparent here. I think Supergirl has some great costumes. I think it has some hard fails.
Yeah. Oh,
Silver
for
Banshee,
sure.
Red Tornado.
It makes the Red Tornado makes no fucking sense. No sense whatsoever. But I think Supergirl's costume herself is good.
It's solid.
And I might be, not a lot of people agree with this, but I like Superman's costume because it's got the capes, like the little nipple tassels for the capes.
It's a little weird. The cape style starts like here.
So you're against abs on a costume, but not nipple tassels?
No, the nipples
those are
aren't
strategic.
Shown. These
you can
are,
use those.
Yeah, but then like these aren't like specifically on the nipples as far as we can tell.
Well, we haven't seen the man's nipples.
Yeah.
Season 2.
Man of
Steel.
Steel.
Find out. Nipples of Steel.
We'll find out. So those are our nominees for best costume. Philip, if you wouldn't mind reading.
Wait,
we got honorable mentions.
Sorry.
Sorry, I gotta get to my category, and that would be my nominee for costumes. Gotta hand it to Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century.
That's very solid, honestly.
A lot of silver, a lot of holographic, a lot of chokers, all things that I like.
Yeah, definitely need. We don't have enough chokers in the CWDC shows, huh? But with that said,
all right, who won the nerd?
Who won the prestigious Nerdy Award?
Best costume goes to Daredevil.
Hey!
So I think people were big
most
fans.
Improved?
Yeah, definitely. I think honestly, people were probably like, it was a lot better than last year, and I think that they are kind of similar, at least, to what they are in the comics, and yet they fit in our world really well. And that's like always impressive when they can actually pull off a costume that it looks like it should and fits in our world.
Yes, I was a fan of the upgrade for Daredevil. Punisher as a character and his costume was fantastic, and Elektra, I'm a fan. I'm in love with her. She's great. She's a fighter. I would love to have her on my team. But what's next? We got another category here. Best VFX for a show. Well, what are our nominees, Philip, if you wouldn't mind asking?
So first up, we got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which if you like think about it, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., especially when they were doing a little bit of that Monster of the Week kind of thing, every week had like a major special effects. Desmond Creel could like turn into the road.
That was a lot of fun. Also, specifically, Hive looks amazing.
Hive looks great.
Hi, you got a little thing. Hi. Sorry, Mike's. I got distracted very easily. But no, I loved everything they did with Hive, with the Inhumans, with the powers and everything. So I was a fan of that. What else we got?
The Flash.
The Flash.
So great special effects in season 1 and in season 2. Grodd to me was like, damn, that's really good. This is on TV. That's really
For
good.
me, I thought King Shark.
Fantastic.
We had a little clip of that.
He looks so cool.
He does, and like some people are like
the hands,
the hands, and he's got pants on. Where do you get the pants that big? They don't sell pants that big.
That was practical effects, actually.
No, those were the man
pants
needed
coming at
pants,
you.
and they're like, we could leave him in. They were gonna put a shark penis in, but that's season 3, guys. That's
Shark
ratings
penis.
are high
Hey,
enough.
team name.
Shark penis.
Shark penis.
What else we got?
We got Gotham, which Gotham I wasn't aware had that much special effects until
God.
we looked into it.
Yeah.
Gotham is not a real place.
It's like 100%.
Wait,
the
Hold
city is the special effects. The entirety of the city. There's a moment where you see the bridge and the city and everything. It's like, oh, it's all fake. Like I don't even know if there's actors on that show.
No, there's not.
It's
No.
crazy.
There's male models and whatnot. And
That's just a burn you're making.
Yeah, a little
well
burn.
placed burn.
Yeah, burn notice.
I think that's a testament to how good the VFX are, though, to the fact that we didn't even notice that they were computer graphics and not just like a real place.
No, that's a sign of good VFX. I think
great job.
Mr. Freddie Wong did a video a few years ago showing like people. He said that people like to tear down movies for poor VFX. He's like, I don't think you actually understand how much it's used in movies, and like he's like, here's examples of the movies that you love, and like this is the VFX before and after.
Leave it to Freddie Wong to break it down
On
about
VFX. He's like a master of it now.
Yes.
But they do it on freaking like CSI and NCIS or whatever is like fake cities and stuff too. So Gotham, completely fake city, but does it really well. Supergirl.
Of course.
Up next. Supergirl had that CBS money, that Les Moonves buck.
Yeah, the Martian Manhunter was the best example of like that transformation was real cool.
Looks
The
cool.
plane scene in the pilot is fantastic, and that plane is not a real plane.
Wait a minute.
And when she's like in the river, and she's pulling a Sully, and she's kind of like just saved or whatever. Take a look at that. Might be in this. It's real. I don't know if it is.
No, that's for those people to go search.
Never mind.
Yeah.
But the only thing that's real is Supergirl. She's on like a little flotation thing in a tiny little like kiddie pool, and like everything around her in that scene is totally fake. Really.
That's awesome.
But that's money.
I think they should start releasing like the behind the scenes a lot more than they do already. Of like
you have to
the
hunt
pool.
them down.
Yeah, I want that shit like out there for everybody to see because I feel like they'd appreciate it.
Yeah,
more.
sure.
The Star Trek one and the Mad Max one that have come out recently, they are unbelievably
God, that
impressive.
Mad Max one, yeah.
What else we got?
And then this one actually does get nominated for Emmys because it's so good. The Walking Dead's effects.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And now a
very good.
lot of it is makeup. So we didn't exactly count makeup in this category, but the Walker effects are great. But they enhance all of those effects with special effects so that you can see through the walkers and behind them. But also like the Quarry this past season, that was all fake, and then it was full of nothing.
Just composited
They added trucks,
guys.
walkers,
It's all fake. Just like my
Crazy.
life. Everything's fake. So those are
Burn
nominees.
notice.
Burn notice. Who is our special honorable mention for VFX?
For a Disney Channel original movie.
For a Disney Channel original movie?
I think I literally wrote a Halloween Town probably.
Oh, cool. Any specific one, or are you going to go with the first one?
I'm gonna say the first one because don't they like go on a bus and it goes to Halloween
Yes,
Town,
and that
right?
is very good. Those are some special effects.
Did it.
Those
Those
are
are some
them.
special effects.
Identified.
I had to put Halloween Town on here just because
If you're gonna
be
have
Halloween.
if you're gonna have
yeah.
original movies tied in with your superheroes, that has to be that one. All right, so those are our nominees for best VFX. Would you mind reading the winner?
Beating out The Walking Dead is
My boy,
Whoa!
aka my boy, Izzle Flash. Hey,
The
Grant,
Flash.
Gustin, go ahead and come on down to
come pick it up in person.
SourceFedNERD and pick up the award. We'd very much appreciate it.
it was pretty decisive.
Yeah.
Like,
Just share that with a bunch of other people though.
Oh no, they'll be nice. They'll be nice. They'll share.
Sam, pick it up.
All right, we've got best fights on TV. First up, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and specifically the one-take fight of Skye. In season 2, so they revisit in season 3, which was not as cool. But we wanted to throw it in for a nom because they're very well directed, and although the show can be rocky at times, their fights are pretty damn.
Oh
Yep.
shit! Sam,
I mean,
I'm
that's that
sorry.
ABC Disney money.
I just ruined your
Did
nerd.
you ruin
I
it?
ruined your D.
Well, now no one wants it. And now nobody's gonna come
I hope
and
Grant
get it.
Gustin didn't see this.
No, I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it.
Thank you. While you fix that, next up we have Arrow, because Arrow, all of their shows
Good
just
fights.
punches.
Yeah,
They've
yeah.
only got punches to work with, really. No, every single episode has something new to offer. They definitely tried to shake it up as often as they can, because if they don't, the show will go under.
It's big risk. But no, that show has legit fights in every single episode too. So just for like the sheer
and by legit, you mean it's actual fights. Like they're not pulling punches. They're throwing punches.
They're real mad at each other.
Arrows going through dudes.
Yeah,
it's everything. Third, Daredevil.
Yeah.
Come on, of course that is going to be nominated.
Yeah, and it's because I've never seen a lot of the things that they've done in that show. Yeah. One of my favorites is the stairway escape scene, which we have like a little bit to show, but also the Punisher rescue because he's throwing the batons all over the place and they're bouncing around like Captain America's shield and he's grabbing it and he's hitting more people in the face.
It's so cool, and what I love about Daredevil's fight scenes is they take I feel like it's so specific to each character how they fight.
Oh, that's
and
really
I don't
cool,
see that in as many other superhero fights. It's like there has to be a lot to be considered on what their specialty is, what their weakness is.
Yeah, but also like weird. This is so weird to say, but his Catholicism comes through in his fighting, where he like is like, oh, I just want to injure you and put you down, kind of thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to kill. Quick thing with the Daredevil thing, the guy who choreographs that style of fighting, you can take classes with him here in LA. And just like pay to go to his like class for the week.
Can we please?
Should we?
Yes, we should.
Yeah, and
Mike, you want to come? Okay, we're all gonna be Daredevils at the end of it.
We're gonna do
Next up, Jessica Jones. Now the fights in this season they're bulky.
Yeah,
they were clunky, but that's fine because they're not like hardened fighters. They're just super
style.
strong and it's fun. And specifically the Luke Cage and Jessica Jones fight near the finale of the season.
That was a good one. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler. They fight.
The car door moment on that is my favorite moment of that, where she uses the car door like as a shield or whatever. It's very cool. Yeah.
It's real good. And then Luke Cage, spoilers, in the new season, they was in the trailer, he uses a car door as well to wrap around a man like a taco. And throw him down the stairs. And then last up we have, before our honorable mention, we have Legends of Tomorrow, because in the beginning when they had all the money in the world, they were like, you know what? Just go ahead.
Let's do the Avengers.
Yeah. Which is great, but which definitely pulled me into the show. They're like, there were these continuous fight scenes where the camera never cut, and you have people shrinking and with wings and fire coming out of their faces, and they were hitting people. Back in the 70s, it was really good.
They went back there to do it, which was hard.
That's where the money was.
It reminded me, it's one of those like one take things where you like blink and you realize like, oh God, I haven't blinked in a while. So much is happening. Or
It's very well.
One takes are hard to do.
But tell us who the real show we should acknowledge is.
What's the real one?
Do you have one?
I think Johnny Tsunami had a fight scene in it.
There's a chance.
Maybe.
It's hard to think of a Disney original movie that had fight scenes.
No, there's not a lot, but if you guys could let us know, Johnny Tsunami against all these other best fight scenes.
Does it have a fight scene?
Does it hold up?
I think it has a short fight scene because he's like, he goes to the snow place and he
goes to the snow place
and he's like, I'm a real surfer, and he's like, I'm a snowboarder, and then they punch a little bit, I think.
This has happened. Let us know in the comments down below and we'll go ahead and review Johnny Tsunami on the next movie club type thing. But those are our nominees. Johnny Tsunami's now thrown in there and the winner is, it's easy, Daredevil. Yay!
Biggest landslide victory.
We made a little Daredevil costume.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
5 times as many votes.
64% of the votes went to Daredevil. The 512 votes that got. The next one on the list is Arrow with 97.
97.
So yeah, you were pretty decisive there. All right, best fights down. Next up, we have best supporting character for a series. Now this one was really fun because we got to go through a lot of them, and it was a little tough to narrow this down. But I'm happy.
Characters like make these shows.
Yes, especially the first one on the list for me, Cisco from Flash. He's amazing. He brings a lot of the heart, a lot of the humor. A lot of the tears. A lot of the love.
Sam is a baby.
Yeah, pretty close. That sounds like what I did love. But Cisco is one of my favorite characters. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, he's best.
He's the best.
Yeah. Cisco, from Drew Hill.
I watched the show.
Second, Daryl Dixon.
Daryl Dixon, who is a character doesn't even exist in the comics. That's how good he is. Where they were like, let's make this character just for the show, and now he's like a fan favorite.
Oh yes, no. If I hear about the show, I don't hear about Rick. I hear about Daryl. Yeah, with his crossbow.
It was a tough year for Daryl on Walking Dead, though.
I'm sorry, man.
He lost that crossbow. And it came back to him in a not great way.
Oh, really? Oh, damn. I thought it would come back to him kind of like how Thor's hammer comes back to him. Yeah, he reaches out and it flies through the air. But that's pretty cool. Third, which I thought would have done better. Spoilers, but Diggle.
So it doesn't win.
Yeah, Diggle from Arrow. He again, like kind of like Cisco.
Diggle.
He doesn't exist in the comics. He was named after one of the creators, like one of the big guys behind Green Arrow comics. Couldn't tell you the name, but his last name's Diggle, so they named a character Diggle.
Diggle Bitty.
It's a cute name.
Diggle. A little tickle for Diggle.
He's solid. He's the moral compass of the show.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. Sometimes the writers get bored and take that away from him, but for the most part, he is the moral compass.
I'll be honest, I got a little bit over his brother storyline.
No.
This year.
Yay! Next, we have Heatwave from Legends of Tomorrow because that character had nothing to do when he was on The Flash.
And a big ol' arc.
Yeah, he had a. What's that? What is that?
It's an arc.
Oh, that's a great arc.
Yeah.
That Heatwave had on Legends of Tomorrow. He went all over the place and all through time.
I love anytime there's a story. Spoilers for Legends of Tomorrow, so plug them. I love whenever they do a storyline on any show that deals with time travel, or even if it doesn't, where a lot of time passes for someone and they're changed in a way that is not human. So for him, he's I can't even remember now, but he's it was 400 years or
basically
something.
in eternity,
right?
Away from these people. So coming back, he still kind of acts the same for the most part. But yeah, it was a very fun storyline for him, and also he just grew. He became a character. He wasn't just a one-note thing like he was in The Flash.
It reminds me really quick of Interstellar. Remember when they get back on the ship and he's you've been gone for 32 years or whatever, and he's all frail now, the guy.
Yeah.
I have a question for those of you here who have been watching all of these shows. Has there been a character that has been written into the show and not the comics that has now been added to the comics because of its popularity? Diggle is now in the comics.
That's actually also the story, not in this, but of what's her face, Harley Quinn.
Oh, that's
from the animated thing.
She was on the animated show.
Oh, that's
first.
true.
Yeah.
She was a Bruce Timm original.
Yeah, and then
just to show how fucked up the Joker was, and
Mercy Graves, who's the
Harley
Quinn for Lex Luthor,
and then they just kill her.
Yeah, spoilers, but
in something. I didn't say what project.
Yeah,
but they just kill her.
Yeah. And then we got Luke Cage for Jessica Jones because he's about to have his own series, but this wasn't in time.
Supporting character on
Jessica Jones.
So good, he's getting his own show.
Oh,
yeah. I think what moment is it? Is it the abs moment, circular saw of the abs?
Yes, that was.
That's what he's nominated for.
Yeah, that specific scene. Anything else, not there. But I did love all of his heart and everything. How he was tied so closely to Jessica Jones's trauma. I like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I love the sex scenes.
Oh, what you guys think about sex scenes in Jessica Jones?
Best sex scene should be a category for real in the Emmys.
Give it 10 more years.
Okay.
I promise you.
You'll be there.
I promise you, 10 more years. And then lastly, for our categories, almost lastly, Punisher in Daredevil. That character for me, I know he's interesting in the comics, but his movies were more just experiences and not really a time for me to get to know this character.
They never really nailed the movie.
No, not really. But in this show, they really humanized him, even though he's a crazy person.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he is insane and he's a murderer. But you still are well, I don't know how I would do in that situation.
Right, yeah, definitely. I'm let down that they didn't bring him into Civil War because he plays not the biggest role in the comics in Civil War, but this version of Frank Castle is so good that I just was hoping he would have played his role. Yeah,
it wouldn't have made sense.
But he's so good.
He is so good.
I'm a Punisher fan, so it's hard for me for me to look at it critically because I'm just he's here. Yeah. That's cool.
Which is most fans when they go to a Marvel movie, they're oh my god.
You've been to a Smarvel movie?
Smarvel movie. That's my knockoff company.
Yeah, Smarvel.
Don't worry.
Smarvel movies.
It's now copywritten. Marvel can't get me. But what's
movies.
What's our honorary nominee? Or who is it?
Raven Simone, Xenon Girl of the 21st Century.
Wow.
It's sweeping this year. I don't know
What's
what
her
it
name
is.
again?
People love Xenon Girl of the 21st Century.
A lot of people are talking about it.
A lot of people on this team.
It's getting close.
on this team. We've been talking about it a lot. I think it's going to have a comeback. That's great. All right, so with
what's
that
her name
in mind,
on that again, real quick?
I wrote it down.
Nebula.
Nebula. Don't forget, Nebula is up there with Frank Castle and Luke Cage. And our winner, very close.
Ooh.
Punisher from Daredevil.
Frank Castle.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my Bob Barker down from Price is Right. I'm going to get that.
Come on
Bob Barker.
Yeah, very soon.
The old host.
But right behind it, only missing it by like 30-some votes is Cisco. So we heard you guys. I know you're a big fan of him. But he'll be there in our hearts. So congratulations. Yeah. Frank Castle, you win this award. He's going to come on down. That's going to be really scary. No, well, we'll mail it. No, please don't come down to us. But all right, next category. Whitney, if you wouldn't mind reading the nominees for Best Villain.
Best Villain, yay!
Who we
got?
My favorite category.
We got Damien Dank from Arrow.
Wow.
Damn, Damien Dank. Damn, Damien.
Yeah.
We got Hive from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Ooh, Tentacle Man.
Hive, yeah. So Hive also as Tentacle Man, and then probably as Ward. Dead Ward.
Uh-huh,
yeah.
Dead. You mean
Squidward.
The HBO show Dead Ward?
Dead Ward.
Yeah, Dead Ward.
Dead Ward is great. Game of Thrones.
We got
good.
Kilgrave from Jessica Jones.
Little Kilgrave.
Kringpin.
Kringpin.
And Zroom.
Season 2, Kringpin.
You guys
Flash.
remember Zroom? He was so spooky in Flash season 2.
Listen, I loved Kingpin. I think he's a great villain, but like I can't even argue any other villain in this because Kilgrave is one of my favorite villains of all time.
No, he is,
like,
and
pardon
my French, one of the spookiest.
He is one of the spookiest, and like such a great. I mean, it's just so layered for like a psychopath, a murderer, but also like crazy abusive boyfriend, like relatable that way, and you feel
relatable as an abusive boyfriend.
Well, yeah, you do because he does like they make sure to have a lot of like classic abuser tactics, which is making you feel for them and like see how they're a victim, and he's like, he thinks about his childhood, and it's like, oh, maybe he's not such a bad guy after all. Just kidding, he just murdered a whole bunch of people.
No,
and not just murder.
Yeah.
He made them murder each other or themselves.
He Charles Mansoned it.
Yeah,
he's great in the Jessica Jones comic too, and in Alias.
Yeah,
like that character is kind of a bullshit character. It's like a lame.
He's not.
character.
He is C-list before.
Yeah, until he's in that, and then they like realize, wait, mind control powers. Like you could be so evil with that.
Yeah, how can you take it to the max? And that's where the best comic book stories come from. Those are the ones that people grab onto the most, when you can take a concept like that and just push it as far as you can.
I feel like we're still going through the nominees.
Sorry. No, we have Zroom.
Oh wait, no, yes.
We did it. I feel like also about Kilgrave is I think that one of the coolest things for me about him is that he is not like evil. He's not like a bad guy. He's just a guy that is used to getting literally everything he's ever wanted, and so he's a fucking baby.
It's like the Twilight Zone kid.
Yes.
Which, like, at the same time, like, they're a bad person, but, like, are they? Yes, they are. At the end of the day, they are a bad person.
It's a three-dimensional villain, which is why the Netflix shows work so well with villains. Which is why Kingpin is on here, too, even though it's season 2 where he didn't even have as much to do, but we have all that backstory and we really get him, and he's just a threat.
Also, he was a little more intimidating than Nobu was, and the hand was very confusing.
I just really quick want to give a shout out to Zoom, though. Zoom, until the end of the season, was terrifying, especially that episode where he just said it's almost like the Bane breaking the bat's back moment.
Oh, it was basically directly pulled from that,
But when Flash, is destroyed by him
being
in front of the entire city, like a rag doll.
That scene's really good, and also when they're in Earth 2 and Zoom figures out that they're there, and he goes after them, basically tearing apart the entire city looking for them. Like he even writes on the side of the building where is Wells. It's like, oh my God, you are. There's
and he
nothing
got the Candyman voice.
He does.
Yeah, that Candyman voice.
Tony Todd's the best. Man. But okay, we have these villains in mind. Sorry, but who's the real nominee?
Real anomaly
Anomaly.
is the house in Smart House.
The house in Smart House.
So scary. I don't remember much of Smart House except for that was one of the first. When I was a kid, that was one of the first sci-fi concepts that really scared me. Is
Smart
AI.
House.
Terrorizing you and turning on you. Man. And that's still something that scares me, and I think Disney Smart House really nailed it.
You gotta come
I think they nailed it better than a lot of movies out today.
I loved that so much, even though it was a villain. I got obsessed with having a Smart House after that.
So cool.
I have Alexa and she controls everything.
Alexa's gonna turn on you.
You didn't learn anything from that show.
I didn't watch the end.
Oh, that's fine. That's right. It'll make it look real good, though. But with all that in mind, Smart House throwing that in there, throwing their hat in the ring. Best villain. Would you mind? Wait, where'd it go?
I mean, do I really need to even
check,
Kilgrave? Kilgrave by fucking landslide.
We should have made this purple for you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you can come down and get it, but we'll ship it to
Purple Man.
Also,
your dad, I guess.
I have never. What's this guy's name? What's his?
David Tennant.
David Tennant.
The Doctor?
I've never seen him as a doctor, so this was my first David Tennant role that I've seen, and so now I feel like I can't watch Doctor Who.
He's the best actor probably in this bunch, and some people were like, "You guys didn't nominate the actors, you nominated the characters," and it's like, well, we're doing this for fun right now.
Also, it's nerdy.
Yeah, it's our
but
show.
That's a great example of like you put an actor like that behind a character, and it's like, oh, it was magical.
All right, last category. Best hero. Whitney.
Okay.
Do us the honors.
We got Arrow. Duh.
Arrow, classic. 4 or 5 seasons in.
From Arrow.
From Arrow.
Yeah.
We got Daredevil.
From
Daredevil. We got Flash. From Jessica Jones.
Yes.
We got Jessica Jones.
From
Alias. We got Rick Grimes. And we got Swooper Girl.
Oh, Swooper Girl.
So we should talk. These are very different heroes.
Yeah. And also, like, how do you really define a hero? Because is it the personal arc that they've overcome? Is it the amount of people they save? Because I have obviously
how fast they can run.
Yeah.
That's definitely a category. Yeah.
We should have just done fastest runner.
Fastest runner. Next. All of these.
Because I feel like Jessica Jones, she's sort of an anti-hero, and she doesn't want to be a hero, but she goes
she's
through
the most
so much.
reluctant of this bunch.
And she goes through so much though that she's a hero in her own right. But
and then someone like Supergirl, who's like, you think Supergirl and your mind goes like, well, she's probably like Superman or whatever, but she's not. She's like dumb. She's a dumb klutz.
Yeah,
like,
she is. She makes a lot of mistakes.
Though.
Yes.
And she's actually like the most rookie of the bunch, and yet that's kind of noble. Like, I don't care. I got to go back out there, even though I get my ass handed to me and I make a lot of mistakes. I still got to keep going out there. Barry had that in season 1.
And now he's a little more, I'm gonna go through the timeline and fuck everything up attitude, which is a great for storylines. But no, his mother storyline with the Reverse Flash, it was so complex and new, and I just loved it. Arrow, let's just focus on season 2 with Deathstroke, because that's the only one to really focus on.
Season 2 is great. Yeah, Arrow, running for mayor.
That was a little rough. Daredevil, like season 1, like he's kind of all over the place because he's just mainly getting the shit kicked out of him constantly. Season 2, though, he's dealing out justice and he's dealing out strong.
It's real tough to be Daredevil. Like he's in a pretty tough situation. And
tough neighborhood.
Catholicism. Oof.
It really.
That's a
lot of
trip.
guilt. Yeah. What about Rick Grimes for the people that watch Walking Dead at the table? Yeah.
No. So yeah, Rick has come into like being another reluctant leader that didn't want to have to worry about taking care of people. And so this season was a lot about him adopting a community underneath him, being like, damn, I guess I gotta like care about all these people and kind of bring them together. And he is at the end of the season in a terrible place, actually, the lowest low. But they did a really interesting thing in his arc of this season where they first made him not really care about the people of Alexandria. Then he starts to care about them and tries to like train them and like, guys, we got to do good. And then everyone's liking him. And then there's some sweet scenes, everything's going up. And then Negan shows up.
And shit goes like, to shit.
And like, I think one of the last shots is Rick like crying and like he has that like snot crying happening like into his beard. They tear him apart.
That's why people love The Walking Dead. But that being said,
snot crying.
I am so happy about this category.
That's why I love you.
Really quick, who's our best hero?
Kim Possible.
There you go.
Yeah, Kim Possible.
For the Kim Possible movie.
But based on our poll,
Kim Possible.
I can't read this.
No.
Just kidding, it's Flash.
Yay! My boy!
Close,
I wonder if Sam skewed the results at all.
What? No!
Grant
Daredevil
Gustin
and Jessica Jones, worth mentioning that they are pretty up there.
Pretty
with.
What's crazy, Jessica Jones was the runner-up.
Yeah.
She beat out Daredevil. That's really interesting. That means people are really identifying with that character.
I think she did win kind of an Emmy too. She actually out of all these shows, she won for theme. But don't knock it. All right.
Yeah,
but guys, thank you so much for sending in your nominations for this special edition of Nerd News Breakdown, the Nerdy Awards. We'll go ahead and source the Ner. The D's gone. D's silent.
The D is gone up on the stage.
Did you put it back in there?
Yeah,
nice.
We'll go ahead and source you guys. Go ahead and come up with some fun names for an award show that we would like to do in the future with other. We'll be like an after award show.
Yeah, and you guys will be involved in the nominations.
Don't worry. Yeah, we'll make it more inclusive. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. There you go. And make sure you like this video, share it with your friends. Let us know any people we may have missed and how you feel about all these results.
You're gonna let us know. I think.
You will.
Don't even ask.
Sorry, addendum. Be nice when you let us know. Where can they find you?
You can find me right here at SourceFedNERD, also at Tweet Me More.
Yay! Where can they find you?
At Fimo on Twitter, at Fimo Knows on Snapchat. I'm trying to get good about using it.
Yay! At Sam Basher on Twitter, and if you look at the bio, all my info is there. But make sure you tune in later for more content and all the rest of the days of this week. And also, Whitney and I are going to Fantastic Fest this week, and we're really excited. And I'm sorry if we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Welcome back to SourceFedNERD. Hey, look, Whitney's back. Yay!
Oh. What? Whoa. What was that?
Probably has something to do with that weird thing that happened a few weeks ago. That should be paying off soon.